everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassandra from the blog Craftably Ever After, and thank you for joining me again today. I hope you've all had a wonderful Easter break, that you enjoyed spending some time with your family or friends, or even if you were on your own. I hope you had a relaxing time and maybe you even got some crafting and crocheting done. I definitely did. As you can see today, as most of my recent videos and probably my future videos, I'm in my son's room again, which I have now jokingly started referring to as the crochet corner, or in Afrikaans, die hikkelhoekie. Now, you can imagine that my 15-year-old son is not thrilled with the idea, but I enjoy filming here, so you'll see his background, the background of his room, fairly often. All right, folks, let's jump right into what I wanted to show you has been happening the last 2 weeks, actually, since I posted a video last. And I'll start with a previous, actually I'm going to do 2 Crochet Society box makes. As you know, I don't make the patterns from the little booklets that we get with the Crochet Society subscription boxes. I do love those boxes. For the most part, I love the yarn. I absolutely love the goodies you get inside, which honestly is probably the main reason I get those boxes. But I think it's box 33. Which was the March box. So it took me a while to decide what I wanted to make. Again, it had an Aran weight or a worsted weight yarn in it. I don't like, or I don't prefer working with thicker yarns. And the yarn that we got was a brown and a blue. So I'll show you what was in it. Just the yarns, all the goodies are already spread across wherever I'm sitting, downstairs, in my bedroom, in my office space where I work. But this was the yarn we got. So we got 2 skeins. It's this Spello Cocoa Preserved Aran. So it came in a very, very dark blue. And this one, which is obviously a floppy skein because I've used most of it. Spello Cocoa Crochet, same one, and a very, very dark brown. It's actually a bit lighter on screen. In person, it is a very dark brown. So anytime I get a brown yarn in these boxes, I make bears. That's the first thing that pops into my head. I love making bears. Do not worry, it's not Buddy Bear again. I thought I would spare you from Buddy Bear week 3. We've had 2 weeks of Buddy Bear. So I found another very cute pattern. Well, this poor guy has lost his glasses. Let me just put it back. So with this extremely dark brown, I made this cute fellow. It's a very, very nice bear pattern. I think the designer is called Soft Toy for Joy. I think so, but I'll pop the name of the designer on the screen. And I will put a link to the pattern on Etsy down in the description box if you open up the description box below. So any pattern that I ever mention, I'll always put a little link in the description box if you want to go have a look at it. But this guy turned out the perfect pattern for this dark brown yarn that we got. Now what I really liked about this pattern, apart from the fact that she does show you in the pattern how to make these cute little, these cute little glasses, she has this very nice technique of doing the eyebrows, which I'm sure a lot of people know about or have done before. It's not difficult. You do like just one stripe, what do you call it, like one thread, and then you sort of coil around it all the way, which makes these cute little eyebrows at the top, which I really, at the top, you can't see it because of the brown yarn, but I must say I really enjoyed making the eyebrows like that. So I think in future, for some of my other bears, I might use that same technique. I really like how it turned out. Also, that was new on this pattern that I've never done before. Now the bear has a little bit of a belly, but she does this interesting, and you can't see it at all. She does what is called something like a short row technique. I'm not sure what she calls it. So instead of just doing regular increases or a bunch of increases around the belly part, she does these little short rows. Like you do a little, instead of going all the way around and doing increases, you do like these little short rows, and then you start back at the beginning of your round and just continue around. It's very interesting. I'm not explaining it correctly, but like I say, you do like these two little short rows like in the middle of the belly, and then you just it creates, I don't know what I'm trying to explain. It creates a little bulge. So instead of increasing the amount of stitches around your belly stays the same, but working on top of those little short rows creates this cute little belly shape, which was very interesting. So this cute little bear, I will pop his link in the description below. So that was box 33 of Crochet Society. Now before I show you what I made with Crochet Society box 34, I wanted to talk to you. It's actually a new pattern, which is, I'm really excited about it. So a little backstory on the pattern. When we were still living in South Africa, so it was actually it was just before we moved in 2020, I decided that I wanted to start writing more of my own patterns. So I bought a little book, just a plain little drawing, empty, okay, there's no lines in it or anything. I bought a book and I thought I'm going to start just drawing out some designs that I might try making. And the very first design in this book, there you can see the date still, 12 January 2020, I drew this little bear. And after I drew him, I thought, well, that's maybe a bit ambitious. I should start with something smaller and work my way up, which is in between that time I did the little Buddy Bear. Although Buddy Bear I actually only officially designed when we arrived in Denmark. Now I do have a drawing for Buddy Bear. He's a bit further on, so I did a few designs, which eventually you'll get to see them as I get around to making them. But Buddy Bear, this is the rough sketch for Buddy Bear, which was July 2021. So this was his little rough sketch. Obviously not even colored in or anything. I just wanted to get a basic shape. And then after Buddy Bear, of course if you've seen on my blog, I've done the Buddy Monkey. And I've done the Buddy Reindeer. Obviously here I had a bit more time. Buddy Reindeer, he's colored in. So all of these are already free patterns on my blog, but they were very easy to do. No weird shaping, just straight legs, straight arms, nothing majorly complicated about it. Now this one also not specifically complicated, but I wanted to get the shaping of him right. So the last 2 weeks I thought I'm now going to start giving this original bear design of mine a go. Pulled out my favorite Rainbow Cotton 8/4 because that is what I use for absolutely everything if I have a choice. And I sat and I started working on him. And this is how my first version came out. So as I was making him, his little feet, not just straight, it's got a bit of shaping to it. I really like making the legs attached to the body. So most of my other patterns will be like this as well. I like not sewing on legs afterwards. So I do like designs where the legs, you do the legs and then they sort of worked into the body. But the problem I had was with the head, because I really wanted, and I'll show you again the design, I really wanted that bottom part, and I wasn't sure how I was going to make it. Just do an odd shaped separate piece and sew it onto the head, which in the end I didn't do. I did figure out how to make it, so I did a full head in the beige color, a full round, and then basically a head cap of the main color of the bear to go on top of it. And I love it. I think he's a very, very good resemblance. So on this one, I sort of jotted down some notes as I was crocheting him. Instead of on my original pattern, this bear had a little heart on his head, but I thought once I made him, and he's not a very big fellow, I thought that would not work at all. I did want to do a heart, so I made him a little heart patch on his belly, which I think is very, very cute. So he's like one of those patchy bears that I really like. Gave him some eye detail, little stitching on the top, stitching on the sides, and his little heart patch. So that was the first one. Then of course I had to test if all my notes made sense. So I made the second one. This one, as you can see again, the blue and the yellow. I always sort of have the Ukrainian issue at the back of my head. So in his case I did again the Ukrainian blue and yellow. But on this one I saw, all right, my notes did work out. I'm still debating the nose. On this one, actually the nose is smaller than on this one. So that's the one part of the pattern I'm sort of just working through still. But the pattern is basically done. I need to do one or two more photos and I'll release it on the blog within the next week. So probably by the time I post my next video, the pattern for this fellow will be available. Now this is where my Crochet Society Box 34 yarn come in, because this is made, both of these are made with my favorite rainbow cotton 8/4, so fingering weight yarn. And I wanted to see if you can make him in a different type of yarn, because not everyone likes working with a very thin yarn, the fingering weight, like I do. Previously I worked a lot with DK, and as it happens, the yarn we got in box 34 for Bella Coco was the Stay Crafty DK. This was the yarn we got, and we got it in lovely spring colors, this pastel green and pastel blue color. So nice 100-gram balls of Stay Crafty DK, 60% bamboo, 40% polyamide. But strangely enough, even though it's marked as a DK weight yarn, it's very thin. So in the end, working up a bear came out almost exactly the same size as working with my fingering weight yarns. There's maybe like the tiniest smidge of a difference in size, not very noticeable at all. But I think this one is adorable. So I used the green for the accents, the blue for the mane, and then I used the same brown that I used for his nose, obviously for his little belly patch. And I think I will probably do another one in the reverse, using this beautiful green that I just used for the scarf to make one in green for the body. So I think it turned out so cute. So I'm very chuffed with him. I'm very happy with this pattern. I love how they turned out. Like I said, I've now done 3. Basically, this one was the original. These other 2 were to test the pattern. And the next one I do will be to finalize my photos for the pattern, and then I will put it out on the blog. So you guys will be able to see it within hopefully the next week. Last thing, non-amigurumi related, as you know, I'm still on my 3D granny square challenge for this year, where I do one 3D granny square every month to maybe do a pillow, or now of course I'm leaning towards doing another blanket. But this was my 4th square, so my April square, made in Rainbow Cotton 86, which is a sport weight, size 2 yarn. So this nice little seashell was the April square. So all of the squares together quickly. Then January, the coffee cup. February, the sun. March, this cute little bear. And April, my little seashell. And there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I enjoy chatting to you guys and making these videos a lot. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed, who's following the channel. Thank you so much. I really enjoy making these videos and chatting to you all. You're always welcome to leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. And I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.